everyone. Welcome to episode number 633 of this here electronic engineering podcast called Amelia's Weekly Fish Fry. Brought to you by eejournal.com and written, produced, and hosted by me, Amelia Dalton. My guest this week is Bill Lamie, CEO of PX5 RTOS and RTOSX. Bill and I are chatting about the motivation behind the creation of RTOSX, the long-term support offered by RTOSX, and why experts in the field of embedded computing, including the original authors of the ThreadX embedded real-time operating system, are crucial to their success. Also this week, I investigate a new novel framework developed by researchers at Duke University that could enable robots to sense and navigate complex outdoor environments, just like humans do. But first, please welcome Bill to Fish Fry. Hi, Bill. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure, Amelia. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so in 2023, you launched a subsidiary of your PX5 company called RTOSX. So, Bill, first, tell me about PX5 a bit. And what was the motivation behind the creation of RTOSX?
Sure. So PX5 is our main focus these days. And PX5 represents kind of like the best of our RTOS technology, but with a focus on industry standard APIs. So the POSIX pthread API is what we use as the native API in PX5 RTOS. And the idea there is to finally standardize on an API instead of having, yet another silly RTOS API out there. And interestingly enough, kind of the reason why RTOSX is there is because of the proprietary API. There's a lot of legacy ThreadX customers. I think it's over 10 billion deployments of ThreadX in our years of business at Express Logic and then into Microsoft. So when Microsoft put ThreadX into the open source in the Eclipse Foundation back in November of 2023, we spun up a subsidiary called RTOSX, designed pretty much exclusively to give ThreadX customers some support services, since we're pretty much the only ones that know the ThreadX code base.
So the RTOSX team has a lot of experts in the embedded field, including the original authors of the ThreadX embedded real-time operating system. So talk to me a little bit about this team.
Yeah, that's true. Most of our core team from Express Logic and then onto Microsoft have come over into PX5 RTOS. And so that team is also behind the RTOSX. RTOSX is a subsidiary of PX5. So we're all part of that. Our main focus is on PX5 RTOS, but we are very happy to help the legacy ThreadX customers and also customers that are just stuck with the proprietary API where it's kind of proven a piece of lock-in for them. So it's harder for them to move to something better like PX5 RTOS.
You guys offer a fully ticketed professional support, right? So what all does this include?
We use Zendesk, which is a commercial support provider. That's the infrastructure for it anyway, a cloud infrastructure for ticketing and managing tickets and assigning agents and that kind of thing. So we work through that. Our support emails go directly into the Zendesk infrastructure, and that helps us coordinate, the support services. Otherwise, you basically get the experts, the people that wrote the code in the first place, doing the support. And also, sometimes customers need some customization. So we also, do some engineering services along with the support.
Now, speaking of support, you guys also offer extended long-term support as well. So talk to me about those benefits.
Yeah, so for some customers, when they lock into a particular version of an RTOS or any software product for that matter, they need to have support for that version for some period of time. We'll offer long-term support of a particular version up to 10 years. If a customer, needs that kind of support, we're pretty much the only place to get it.
You guys have an announcement related to your functional safety certification recently. So talk to me more about that.
Yeah, so in 2023, when Microsoft put ThreadX into the open source, we launched RTOSX with the support services that we've talked about. Over the last 6 months, we started developing alternatives. So derivatives of the Eclipse Foundation open source, we've basically taken those refactored them, taken care of all the issues that are outstanding, in the GitHub repo, and then also infused them with some of the PX5 RTOS technology as well. So pointer data verification, central error handling, mostly safety security measures. Then we've taken all of that and then we've run it through functional safety certification too. So now, companies that were reliant on a real commercial offering of ThreadX and the other components can come to RTOSX and get even better than what they had before.
All right. Well, Bill, it is time for your off the cuff question. So, Bill, if you could have one meal right now, it doesn't matter if it's on the other side of the planet, you need a passport to get there, what would you have?
Boy, one meal right now. That's kind of tough, but I think I would just go right down the block and get something from Phil's Barbecue. Some baby back ribs, beans, potato salad. Something basic.
I love it. That sounds good. Well, Bill, this was super cool. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure, Amelia. Thank you very much.
Imagine you're taking a walk in the forest. Close your eyes and breathe in deeply. Okay, so when you're on a hike, you're using all of your senses to determine the world around you. The canopy above can tell you what time of day it is and may be able to tell you where the path leads. You will use your balance to navigate stepping over logs or patches of grass and moss. And if you hear thunder, well, it may be time to take cover or get the heck out of there. The sheer wealth of information provided by our senses allows our brain to navigate the world around us, especially deep in the forest. But robots don't have this kind of multi-sensory navigation. Yet. A forest with its beautiful chaos of dense undergrowth, fallen logs, ever-changing terrain is a maze of uncertainty for traditional robots. But a group of researchers from Duke University is looking to change that. They have developed a new novel framework called Wild Fusion that fuses vibration, touch, and vision to enable robots to sense the complex outdoor environments like humans do. And their groundbreaking research was recently accepted to the IEEE International Conference on Robotics and Automation held this week in Atlanta, Georgia. Boyuan Chan, whose lab at Duke University developed this technology, explains Wild Fusion like this. Wild Fusion opens a new chapter in robotic navigation and 3D mapping. It helps robots operate more confidently and in unstructured, unpredictable environments like forests, disaster zones, and off-road terrain. The lead author and second-year PhD student in Chen's laboratory, Yanbai Hui Liu, explains it further like this. Typical robots rely heavily on vision or LiDAR alone, which often falter without clear paths or predictable landmarks. Even advanced 3D mapping methods struggle to reconstruct a continuous map when sensor data is sparse, noisy, or incomplete, which is a frequent problem in unstructured outdoor environments. That's exactly the challenge Wild Fusion was designed to solve. So, what's all included in Wild Fusion? So, built on a quadruped robot, Wild Fusion integrates a whole lot of different sensing modalities, including LiDAR, inertial sensors, an RGB camera, and very importantly, contact microphones and tactile sensors. The camera and LiDAR capture the visual details of the environment, including color, distance, geometry, and more. But it's the acoustic vibration and touch capability of Wild Fusion that makes it really special. When the robot moves through its environment, those contact microphones record the unique vibrations generated by each step and capture all of the subtle differences. The tactile sensors measure how much force is supplied to each foot, which helps the robot sense how stable or how slippery the surface they are walking on is in real time. The inertial sensor also collects acceleration data as well to help the robot better understand how much it is wobbling or pitching on uneven ground. From there, each type of sensory data is then processed using specialized encoders and then fused in a single rich representation. It's also important to point out that at the heart of Wild Fusion is a deep learning model that is based on implicit neural representations. Now, this is different from traditional methods that determine an environment as a collection of discrete points. This method actually models complex features and surfaces continuously, which helps the robot make smarter, more intuitive decisions faster, like where to step, even when the robot's vision is blocked. Professor Chen explains this aspect of Wild Fusion like this. Think of it like solving a puzzle where some of the pieces are missing, yet you're able to intuitively imagine the complete picture. Wild Fusion's multimodal approach lets the robot fill in the blanks when sensor data is sparse or noisy, much like humans do. Now I hear you loud and clear. Have they tested Wild Fusion? Why, yes, they have. They tested Wild Fusion at the Eno River State Park in North Carolina near Duke's campus. And the robot was able to successfully navigate dense forests, gravel paths, and grasslands. And this team points out that these real-world tests prove Wild Fusion's remarkable ability to accurately predict transversability, significantly improving the robot's decision-making on safe paths through challenging terrain. From here, this team from Duke University plans to expand Wild Fusion with the addition of more sensors, like humidity or thermal detectors, to further enhance a robot's ability to understand and adapt to complex environments. They are also looking beyond forests, because with this kind of modular design, Wild Fusion could have a long list of potential applications, including disaster response, autonomous exploration, and the inspection of remote infrastructure as well. Super cool, right? So if you'd like more information about Wild Fusion, PX5 RTOS and RTOSX, I've included a bunch of links below the player on this week's Fish Frying page on eejournal.com. Hey, have you checked out EE Journal on social media yet? Well, you should. You can find us at facebook.com/EEJournal. If LinkedIn is more your thing, I dig it. You can follow us or me on LinkedIn as well. And we are on Mastodon and Blue Sky Social too. And we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/EEJournal. Folks, it is chock full of all kinds of techie videos, including our very popular Chalk Talk webcast series, hosted by me, and our animated series called Libby's Lab. And of course, you can subscribe to our EE Journal YouTube channel as well. Also, make sure that you subscribe to this here podcast on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or just about any other podcasting platform to listen to some exciting upcoming episodes. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you know of any cool new technology or heck you just want to chat, shoot me a line at Amelia, that's Amelia at eejournal.com, or post a comment on our forums on EE Journal. For the week of May 23rd, 2025, I'm Amelia Dalton, and you've been fried.